In Germany, wild boars are causing staggering damage, with estimates reaching tens of millions of euros each year. Cornfields are uprooted, pastures devastated, and even residential areas are increasingly affected. These animals are not only strong but also remarkably intelligent, learning from each encounter and becoming harder to manage. To counter this threat, specialized hunting teams have implemented strategic ambushes, where every move must be precise and coordinated. Success in these operations requires experience, discipline, and careful observation of the terrain. Early in the morning, teams enter dense forests, moving silently and taking up assigned positions. From elevated spots, hunters scan for any movement, relying on both visual cues and subtle environmental signs. When a wild boar appears, accurate shots are fired, neutralizing the immediate threat and preventing further damage to crops and property. The operation continues as the team moves deeper into the forest, monitoring areas where wild boars are most active. Dense undergrowth often hides the animals, requiring patience and precision. Shots must be carefully aimed to ensure safety and effectiveness, ending threats while minimizing unnecessary risk. At the end of the day, hunting teams regroup and rest, preparing for subsequent operations in other regions. In open fields, similar strategies are applied. Hunters position themselves along likely pathways, targeting individual boars or groups that appear near crops. Every action is deliberate, with the goal of protecting farmland and maintaining the balance between human activity and wildlife. Even as the sun sets and temperatures drop, vigilance remains crucial. Any wild boar remaining in sight is addressed with careful, precise action. These operations highlight the cooperation between hunters, local authorities, and farming communities, ensuring both agricultural protection and responsible wildlife management. The combination of skill, strategy, and teamwork allows these teams to manage wild boar populations effectively. While the work is demanding, the results are essential for safeguarding crops and maintaining the safety of rural areas. Such operations demonstrate the importance of preparation, observation, and rapid, well-coordinated action in managing wildlife challenges. At first light, the hunt began along the wooded edge of the pasture, where wild boars typically emerge to forage and cause damage to crops. Soon, a boar appeared near the tree line, entering the hunter's line of sight. A precise shot was fired, and the animal was neutralized instantly. Experienced hunters employ a strategy of constant movement. Remaining in one location for too long can alert the boars, which quickly detect human scent and avoid potential danger. When signs of movement were detected between dense patches of brush, the team spread out to cover multiple angles. A short exchange of gunfire followed, with several boars incapacitated while others retreated into the shadows. After a period of observation, another pack of boars emerged, unaware they had entered a controlled zone. From a high vantage point, hunters carefully selected the least alert target and executed a precise shot, effectively removing it from the group. As the hunt progressed, a larger group of nearly 20 boars appeared in the distance. The hunters maintained calm and focused precision, firing selectively to ensure efficiency and safety. Each shot was deliberate, targeting animals that had little opportunity to escape. Hunting in these remote forests is physically demanding and requires sustained vigilance. The terrain is rugged, the undergrowth thick, and the animals are quick and unpredictable. Observing and acting with patience and accuracy is essential to protect crops and minimize the risk of unnecessary harm. Wild boar meat has long been a valued ingredient in traditional European dishes, such as daube sanglier, a red wine stew from Provence and Corsica. The freshness and quality of the meat are maximized when sourced responsibly from the wild. Hunting operations rely on the use of trained dogs, which detect and flush out boars from dense forest areas. Upon locating a target, hunters position themselves strategically to take a safe and accurate shot. Coordination between team members is essential to cover multiple angles and prevent boars from escaping into unmonitored areas. Even brief pauses require vigilance. Dogs remain alert, continuing to track scents and push boars toward designated zones for interception. Each encounter emphasizes the combination of strategy, skill, and teamwork necessary for effective management of wild boar populations. The entire process demonstrates that hunting is not only a method for securing food, but also a vital practice for protecting farmland, reducing crop damage, and maintaining balance between human activity and wildlife in these regions. The wild boars found themselves with limited options for escape, facing natural predators and human intervention. In carefully coordinated efforts, hunters positioned themselves strategically across the area, each stationed at designated lookout points to monitor movement. At one moment, a herd of wild boars emerged suddenly from dense undergrowth, triggering an immediate and coordinated response. Precision shots were taken, resulting in the neutralization of some individuals. The remaining animals scattered, and efforts continued until the population in that specific zone was under control. Hunting wild boars serves multiple purposes beyond food acquisition. It provides a sustainable source of protein, while also helping regulate boar populations to prevent significant damage to agricultural land. Strict adherence to conservation principles and local hunting regulations ensures that these practices are carried out responsibly and ethically. In the United States, wild boars are responsible for substantial agricultural losses each year, estimated at around $2.50 billion. They damage crops such as corn and soybeans, destroy pasturelands, and pose health risks to livestock due to the diseases they may carry. Effective population management is therefore crucial for protecting both farmland and the broader ecosystem. Prior to each hunting operation, teams carefully plan their approach. This includes mapping out search areas, preparing equipment, and utilizing trained hunting dogs to track and locate animals. Dogs play a critical role in detecting movement within dense vegetation, alerting hunters to the presence of wild boars. When a wild boar is finally detected, the hunters act with a combination of precision, patience, and caution. Every shot is carefully calculated, not only to ensure the animal is effectively neutralized, but also to minimize unnecessary suffering. In situations where more than one boar is present, coordination becomes paramount. Hunters communicate constantly, positioning themselves to cover multiple angles and potential escape routes, all while strictly adhering to local wildlife regulations designed to protect both the animals and the environment. To cover vast expanses of forest or farmland efficiently, teams often split into smaller groups. This division allows for simultaneous tracking across multiple trails and feeding zones, dramatically reducing the likelihood that any animal will slip through unnoticed. Every movement, every rustle in the undergrowth is observed with vigilance. Hunters keep careful watch over trails, dense brush, and known feeding areas, prepared to respond immediately when a boar is spotted, all while maintaining safety for themselves, their teammates, and the hunting dogs that assist in the operation. As evening approaches, the activity of wild boars intensifies. Nocturnal by nature, they roam widely in search of food, often moving in unexpected directions through challenging terrain. Hunters remain alert during these periods, relying on a combination of experience, trained senses, and technology to track and respond to movement. The use of trained hounds is particularly valuable, as they can detect animals hidden in thick foliage and drive them into positions where hunters can safely engage. Success in these operations is not merely about taking down individual animals. It is the result of careful planning, strategic positioning, and seamless teamwork. By combining these elements with adherence to safety protocols and respect for wildlife laws, hunters can manage wild boar populations effectively. This approach helps protect crops, safeguards farmland and livestock, and contributes to maintaining a balanced ecosystem, demonstrating that thoughtful, skilled wildlife management is essential to coexistence with these powerful and adaptable creatures.